Hey there YouTube, AC over here, and with the overwhelming response from my last video about you guys wanting me to test the starter relay, well, here we are about to show you how to test the starter relay. This is going to be for the 17 to 23 gsxr 1000. Even the 1000R is going to have the same one. Now, I did see other videos on how to test starter relays, but the only thing is that they had some different type of one, and I was looking for mainly this one, which had 4 pins on the inside, as you can see right there, and they didn't really show on how to test that. So on this video I will show you on how to test this particular one, and if you have a different bike and it has these 4 pins on the inside, this will be the video for you. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so first things first, you're going to need a few items here. I know it kind of looks like a lot besides my mess that's around over here, but you are going to need a voltmeter. Besides that, we're going to need some gator clips, which are these. I have made my own with some spade connectors, which are female here. You're going to need a 12-volt battery, some other type of cabling to kind of test these little pins inside here. Alright, so those are the things that you're going to need for this testing. Okay, so first what we're going to do is we are going to check if the contact point inside is, I would say, works, you know, to make sure that it clicks really. So when you look at the starter relay, zoom in over here or focus, you're going to notice one tab or one screw with a little tab that goes to this part. Now that tab is for the fuse. Really there is no positive or negative, but when you remove it from your bike, you are going to see the positive here on the left. You're going to see a black one here on that side, and the one on this side is the cable that goes to your starter. This side, you're going to see there's a fuse here. This doesn't actually connect to anything, as this part over here is for your spare fuse. So if you ever look at your relay and you don't have one over here, go ahead. Let me just go ahead and remove this real quick. All right, so if you look inside, you could, on one side you're going to see that there is some tabs. You can see that right there. You can see a tab, so you know that this is the working side, and on the other side you're not going to see any tabs in there, as that's just the side to hold the spare fuse. So if you look at your starter relay and you don't have one here on this side, go to the store or look in your toolbox. Make sure you always have a spare fuse on this side, because you never know when you might need it, and it's a lifesaver. So once you find it, go ahead and put it on this side if it doesn't already have one. Okay, so right now we're going to go ahead and check the starter relay, and we're going to make sure that the contact coil is still intact. And so you're going to already know, obviously I'm going to tell you what's what, and we're going to go ahead and test the resistance inside. You're going to see these 2 pins up here in the top, and there's 2 pins in the bottom. There's going to be a small coil inside and a big coil inside. So we're going to go ahead and find out what's what. Obviously I'm going to be showing you in the video, so you already know what's what, so you're not really guessing. Alright, so we're going to get our little gator clips here, plug it into our voltmeter. We're going to turn on our voltmeter to ohms. So you're going to make sure that you have it set to this little guy right here. Once you have it set to there, then you can go ahead and turn it on. And you're going to see it's going to say O.FL. That means there's nothing going on. Alright, so we're going to test for resistance on the thing. So I'm not sure I could get this to prop up. Alright, so there is no real negative or positive on those little tabs in there. You're just going to put your leads to them, and then we're going to go ahead and see there's going to be a resistance reading here on the meter. Alright, so I could do this without my hand being too much in the way. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my one lead here. I'm going to gator clip it there, so my hand's kind of not too much in the way. And then we're going to clip it here. So I'll just kind of show you zoomed up over here, so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So you can see I already got it one there. I'm just going to clip it here for the other one. Alright, so now they're both clipped there. And you can see that there is a reading here on the meter. As you can see, it's reading at 0.9. It's kind of jumping around. So that's pretty much the smaller coil. Okay, so now that we know that that's the smaller coil, we're going to go ahead and pretty much tap into the one underneath it, and that should have a little bit of a higher reading. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my clip there, and then my clip over here. Alright, so I already got my connectors onto the bottom the bottom pins, and as you can see, it has a higher number right there. You can see right about there. It's at 5.7. So now we know that that bottom 2 pins is the bigger coil, and that's where we're going to be doing our little battery test to make sure that we hear the clicking noise inside the starter relay. Now, one thing I wanted to mention to you, if you put your probes or your clips onto those terminals and it doesn't show anything, so I'm just going to break it real quick. If you put your clips there and it reads OFL, that means that the little coil inside is broken. So therefore it's not getting a load resistance to measure. So therefore rendering the starter relay useless and broken and not working. So then you would have to buy yourself a new one. These typically go for anywhere from $10 to about, I would say probably 20 bucks. Unless you go OEM, it could go up to like 50 or maybe even 100, depending on your bike make and model. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and test out the click inside to make sure that the actuator is actually opening and closing, making contacts like this. So, and as you can see, I put the fuse in there to really make sure that this thing is, you know, good and ready and working condition for the most part as of right now. So we're gonna get our little clips that I kind of made. Hopefully you guys made something similar, and we are going to attach it to the bottom clips or the bottom pins. So I'm gonna get my negative on that side. Then I'm gonna go ahead and get my positive on this side. All right, and then I'm gonna grab my negative, attach it to the negative part of the battery, and then I got my positive, and then I'm just going to touch the battery terminal of the positive side. You should hear a click, and we do. So we know that the contact point actuator is actually making contact. That's the clicking noise you hear. It's hitting, so we know that's still in good condition. If you tap it and nothing happens, then you know that the starter relay is bad and you're going to have to get it replaced. So now we did the test, we know that everything is good on the starter relay. Now it's okay to go ahead and put it back on the bike. When you go ahead to put it back on the bike, you want to make sure that you're safe on doing it, on not causing any damage to the relay or the bike for that matter, and potentially popping a fuse. So what I would do if you're going to install it back, when you go to install it back on the bike, just go ahead and remove this fuse. Like I said, this one's the spare, so that's not connected to anything. So just go ahead and remove that, plug everything back in, and then once everything is plugged back in, then go ahead and put your fuse back in. Well guys, if you enjoyed the video just like this, please smash that like button. If you haven't yet subscribed, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. That way you guys are up to date with my latest videos and installations. If you guys know anyone that's having a little bit of difficult time or wants to know how to test out their starter relay, please share my video. The share link button is somewhere down there. Please share my video to help that person out. If you guys have any questions, don't forget to put that down below. If you guys dislike the video, hit the dislike button, and then let me know in the comments down below on why you dislike the video, because I read all the comments and I could always get some pointers and I could make future videos in a better way. Other than that, I appreciate you guys watching. You guys take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.